What's up, you all? On today's episode, we are focusing on how to pack as light as possible for Carnival. Later on in the show, my travel bae, Melissa Rose Cooper, is going to join us and share her packing tips and tricks. I'm your host, Shah, and you're tuned in to the Tingz podcast. Being here means that you're ready to learn a little bit more about the Caribbean carnival culture. Whether you're a newbie or a long-time carnival veteran, you're guaranteed to step away with new knowledge. Let's talk to Tingz. So, fun fact, right? Out of all of the international carnivals and events I've attended in the last decade, I've only checked a bag twice. The first time was for my very first trip to Trinidad when I was there for like 13 days and I had an extremely packed schedule. And the second time was for Jamaica Carnival 2017 when I was like at the height of my freelance design career and I had packed client orders in my suitcase for delivery upon arrival. I also had a ton of design supplies in my suitcase because I never finished preparing my own boots and accessories for the trip. I did not get any sleep before that flight, y'all. None at all. All right. So I'm going to share my thought process with you first, and then we're going to get Melissa on here. So, outside of those two instances that I just mentioned, I'm always team carry on and team personal item. And in order to do that, in order to be on that team, I have to do the following. So, number one, it all depends on what type of lodging, what type of accommodations I'm going to have. If I know that I'm going to be in an Airbnb that has a washer and dryer unit, then I plan a little differently. But if not, then I definitely try to be very thoughtful in how I go about packing. So I try to color coordinate my outfits. If everything is similar in color, that means there's less of other things that I have to bring. So if I'm going with like a bright color scheme, or more browns and neutrals, or maybe it's going to be blues and yellows, then I can accessorize a little better. Um, Three, I tend to only bring essential footwear. So there's usually one pair of sandals, there's usually a pair of footwear that I'm going to wear for Juve that I may or may not bring back. There's usually a pair of flip flops. And then sometimes what I'll do is if I know that I'm going to wear boots on the road that aren't like decorated or whatever, then I'll wear those boots on the flight, right? Especially since most carnivals, not most, like some of the carnivals happen in the winter, so my feet are going to have to be properly covered anyway. So if I can wear the bulkier shoe during the travel, then I'll do that. Number four, use travel toiletry containers so that anything that I usually use, like my creams and butters and whatnot, I just put those into small containers and that's that. I don't travel with full size toiletry items. Five, back when I had hair, right, like I would select styles that don't require a lot of maintenance. So usually that was like crochet braids or some type of braids where all you have to do is like bring the stuff to oil your scalp and a scarf or bonnet to wrap my hair in, right? Of course, and there are wigs right now that I have this wig on right now that I'm wearing. It's like, oh, I could do this. I could do this. And I know people who bring multiple wigs, but again, that's not really keeping it light unless you can smush it down. Number six, bring essential underwear, right? Like bring things that take up less space. Granny panties take up more space than thongs. And half the time, thongs are probably going to be better because you're probably going to be wearing tight fitted clothing and whatnot. And so thongs are just better overall anyway. So don't even bring the granny panties unless you absolutely have to. And then when it comes to bras, going to Carnival, like traveling, I typically wear like the one regular bra that kind of goes with everything. And then since I'm usually traveling to hot destinations for Carnival, I wear a strapless bra throughout the time there, since most of the things that I'll be wearing are like spaghetti straps or strapless or whatever. So I just bring the two bras, the strapped bra and then the strapless bra. And lastly, I typically wear the same outfit going to Carnival, like my travel outfit. I wear the same travel outfit coming back, with, of course, the exception of the undergarments. So usually, if I'm going in a pair of jeans or a pair of leggings, I like to wear leggings with pockets on the side, a long sleeve shirt, and a sweater of some sort, and that's what I wear coming back, because I'm not going to wear the long sleeve shirt while I'm there because it's going to be hot. I'm not going to wear the jeans. I'm not going to wear the leggings either. Those things are not going to be worn on the island, so I just take them off, tuck them away in my suitcase or, in my luggage, and I don't pull them out again until it's time to go home. If the space has a washing machine and dryer, then I will absolutely wash those things, tuck them away, and then pull them out again when it's time to go home. So, those are my 7 tips, I believe, that I just shared with you. Let us welcome Melissa to the show, and then we will see what she has to say.
All right, we getting right into a honey dip. So if you can share who you are, you don't have to give me your whole government, but your whole government is on social media
I
anyway,
mean,
so it's up
yeah,
to
it's
you.
already on social media, so it's me. So what you want? Just my name?
Your name, what you do. You famous TikToker now.
I'm not famous. My name is Melissa Rose Cooper. I am a TV journalist, and I love to travel and just do regular schmegular things. So I've started to use my skills as a broadcast journalist that I've been doing for over 10 years now, and putting that to use to share my some of my best experiences with folks.
She love to travel, y'all. Like that's the understatement. So we gonna play a little game, and the game is mostly kind of, well, I won't say mostly, but it has some questions in there about travel. So you're basically going to pick one over the other, and I might ask why, but I feel like might know some of these answers, but the people might not. But anyway, so we're doing a little rapid fire, this or that. First thing that comes to your mind, first answer. So
Okay.
when you're flying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aisle seat, middle seat, or window seat?
Window.
Why?
Because I like to actually see outside, and the middle seat is just, you just never know who's going to be on the ends of you, and you just
Mm-hmm.
feel cramped, and I don't like it. And the aisle seat, that's like my second choice if I had to, because I really don't like the middle seat. But with the
Mm-hmm.
aisle seat, everybody's like always passing through and like holding on to the back of the seat, and I just don't understand why they need to hold it to the back of the seat. That is so annoying. So yeah, window. Leave me in my little corner and leave me alone.
Got it. I like it. Yeah. I used to be a window person, and then I think I've transformed into an aisle person, mostly because I don't like to have to crawl over people to get to the bathroom,
Mhm.
depending on how long the flight is. But anyway, okay. So next one, JetBlue or Delta?
Delta.
Well, it used to JetBlue used to be on and popping. I don't know what happened to them.
It did, especially when they first started. And then, like, I just feel like the decline started to come once they started, like, charging for luggage. Like, granted, everybody's doing that now pretty much. But I mean, JetBlue was still, like, that airline that, was valuing their customers and not charging.
Hmm.
Then that happened, and then I don't know, just like the service to me just kind of went down, and everybody and the mother was on the plane. So I don't know. I like Delta. Delta gives me perks. They give me free upgrades, and
Hmm.
like free upgrades means that I can also check in my luggage for free. So a lot of times when I fly with Delta, I will check in luggage even though I don't need to, just because like I can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that works. Yeah, I agree with that one. All right. When it comes to the road, sneakers or boots?
That's a toss up. I like boots, but they gotta be comfy boots, like
Hmm.
flat, nothing like heels or anything. They gotta be comfy. But recently I've been doing more sneakers too. because I just want to be comfy. Where it comes down to is comfy. I want them to look cute, but I'm not wearing boots with heels. Like, they gotta be comfy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm testing out sneakers on the road for the first time this coming February. No, not the first time, but like actually, yes, the first time in costume since my very first time. Like the first time I went on the road, I had on some like flat looking kids that I think I got from like Walmart for $10, and I was in pain after like 2 hours. So I'm trying like real running shoe type.
Yeah, but sneakers have also evolved. They're not so like I remember like
Hmm.
when I first started playing mask, like how many years ago, and everybody was wearing sneakers. It wasn't no fancy boots or anything. Like it was just like your regular Nikes, Adidas, whatever. These big clown
Right.
outfits. Oops, am I supposed? Can I swear on this? Because
It's fine. Yeah,
oh,
go ahead.
okay, my bad. Because I got a little bit of a potty mouth.
Just a little bit.
But sneakers have evolved. Now you can get comfy sneakers that will fit your feet and actually
Yes,
fit you too. So
correct.
yeah.
Yeah, they come a long way. I'm excited. I can't wait. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting old because I want like these cushiony things that, it works. It's
Yeah.
okay. You're on the road from 9 a.m. to like 11 p.m. past midnight. You got to do the right thing. All
Mm-hmm.
right, last one. If you had to choose one over the other, bouillon or dennery?
Bouillon.
Okay, I knew you were going to choose that. I was like, her French side is going to come out. She's going to choose that. All right. Okay. That was it. That was my last one. I don't have any more.
Okay.
So now we're going into the questions that I have for you that are all about packing for Carnival. And we typically pack light-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what's your planning process? Like, walk us through your planning process when you're about to pack for a Carnival trip. What goes through your head?
Um, I am trying to figure out kind of like my itinerary in my head. I don't like to pack extra things. Like, do you always pack? Well, for me, I always pack like one or two outfits extra just in case something happens. But I like to actually pack for what I plan on attending. So if there are 3 parties that I'm going to, I have those 3 outfits. I know I'm doing 3 excursions. I have the outfits for those excursions. So I try my best not to overpack, and I'll just throw in like 2 outfits tops all together, just in case. And half the time, even when I'm still packing those for those particular things, I still end up not using everything. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I packed when we went to Soca Weekender. I packed so light. I had one of the carry-ons that you can put under the seat, which is smaller than the regular carry-on, and I still overpacked. I had like 3 or 4 things that I never even wore.
Did
But
you keep
anyway,
it under the seat the entire time?
I kept it. Did I? No, I think I put under the seat. It can fit under the seat, but I put it above because then I still
Uh,
have my backpack.
okay.
So, all right. Now I have some things that I shared with the people about like some tricks that I use that helps me to keep my packing light. So
Mm-hmm.
what are 5 things for you that you do that keep your packing light? Let's see if they're the same.
Well, one, I use an atomizer. Well,
Hmm. Hmm.
spray thing. Instead of carrying like a big bottle of perfume, I just fill that up, and that's been good. Two, I try to pack things that can have multiple purposes. So, like for instance, instead of carrying a pair of shoes for each outfit that I have, I will carry one for maybe every 3 or something of the sort. Also, putting like toiletries in small bottles. That's another thing. I mentioned already planning out what outfits I'm wearing, so that cuts down. I'm not just throwing like a whole bunch of clothes in the suitcase. And I think the last one would be if I have something like boots or sneakers that I need to wear, and I know that takes up a lot of space, I will try to wear that on the plane so I don't have to pack it inside the suitcase.
Okay, we are on the same page with much of those things. Thank you for that atomizer tip. When I saw that TikTok, I was like, yeah, I've been trying to find something. I'm like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be, because I have so like the perfume that I wear is already in a travel size. So I have like this I wear Chance by Chanel, and it has like it comes in the travel thing, and you can just replace it. And but for like my body spray from Bed Bath, not Bed Bath and Beyond, what's it called? Bath and Body. I'm like,
Bath
what the
and
hell do
Body
I do with
Works.
this? Yeah, so girl, I got me the atomizers off Amazon. That thing was everything. Appreciate that plug. So I was just like all these years. I feel sorry for guys though, because I know a lot of men who pack like 5 pairs of big ass sneakers, and y'all, and they don't wear like nines and tens. They got big feet. So it's just like that sucks for y'all. But I'm just wondering
Hmm.
if there are men out there who are smart about how they pack. I gotta get a guy on here, clearly. Next time. But anyway, so I don't know that I've traveled with you and ever seen you check a bag. So under what circumstances do you decide to check a bag? Like, when's the last time you checked a bag?
On purpose.
For
Well, that
Carnival.
would have been in July when I went to Vegas. And that was, oh, for Carnival.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's anytime I go to Trinidad.
Okay, okay, fair.
And that's probably because it's the place that I stay the longest. I normally go for anywhere from 10 days upward. And I'm also like visiting family and things. So there's no way like I'm packing everything in a little case. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I will
Mm-hmm.
definitely check a bag whenever I go to Trinidad. Other
Okay.
places, no. I think the one time I did kind of check a bag and then I really didn't. It was a mess, but was one year when I did BIM and then Grenada afterwards because it was kind of like almost 2 weeks together. But other than that, team carry on. It's just so much easier too. I mean, not having to like go and search for your bag and waiting and worrying about it
Mm-hmm.
like not there. I mean, there have been times though, very rare, but it does happen sometimes depending on like when you're boarding the plane that they'll take away your carry-on. And that's like a heart attack. Like, no, this is like my saving grace. But I mean, I always since like I was a kid, I've always known to like carry the carry-on and then my bag also has stuff in it. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
the most important stuff is like in the personal bag, and then the second most important stuff is in the carry-on, and then everything else would be in the checked-in if that happens.
So I saw this thing and I'm giving away. I was like, ooh, this would be a great gift for her. IG always gets me with you for some reason. So I don't know if you've seen that they have this neck pillow that you can stuff things inside. So it's like
Yes,
empty.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I have.
I was like, oh, I want to get that for Melissa. And so you just stuff all your clothes in there, and then, they don't know.
It's
They're
amazing
none the
how much
wiser.
things all these hats people have now. But I have seen it a couple times, but I keep forgetting about it.
Hey, hey. So, we're taking a quick pause because I need to make sure that you're plugged into all the Tingz. This year, Tingz Nice has teamed up with Carnival Kicks and Fed Dolls. So hop on over to the website, www.tingsnice.com, for updates and product recommendations. Also, if you're not following me on TikTok or YouTube, you should, because there are videos there that don't make it to Instagram or Facebook. Oh, yeah. And don't forget to check out my Amazon storefront. All my go to Carnival items and favorite design supplies are listed there just in case you need to make a purchase. All right, that's enough of that. Let me get back to the show.
If I have anything extra, it's always my panties. Like that's
Yes.
extra all the time. But like, you know how I'm thinking as far as like luggage getting lost and this and stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
always pack things too, including underwear that I know like okay, because I've had my luggage lost several times before too. So I also know from experience. But I know like okay, like these are things that I can hand wash just in case like I need to. So
Mm-hmm.
that is also an option.
I know that there are a lot of individuals who kind of freak out about hair products. And I mean, I know that one way to mitigate that is to have a protective style, and that way you don't have to use a lot of products. But I think I've seen you out with your fro. So how do you go about that process? Like, how do you go about maintaining your hair on a trip and then also packing the products for that? Like, because people will say, like, I'll hear people say, like, oh, yeah, I need this much, and the travel size options are never big enough, and then it's the whole routine. So I don't know, how do you do that? Because I don't have that problem anymore. I just
Well, to be honest, I really don't do a lot to my hair anymore. I feel like I have gotten it down to a science where I know what works for me, which is not the same for everybody, and it's a long
Mhm.
process to try and even figure that out. So I pretty much just do my hair, set it, and I just let it rock for like a week or whatever. So like if I'm wearing like a twist out or something, like I'll wash it, set it with like whatever mousse, however, because I find with me mousse works for me and that keeps it. So like yeah, even if I'm traveling to somewhere hot or humid or something, on my hair, it'll loosen, but that's fine for me. But the curls won't drop. Like I've just figured out that. So I just don't do anything to it. I just put it up like I need to go to sleep. And however the fro lies, the fro lies. Like, and I
Mhm.
think that's the beauty in it, being able to accept that. If I'm going swimming or something and I need to wet my hair, I do have my shampoo with me, but I carry it like in the small things. I wash it, condition it. Probably won't be doing a deep conditioning on vacation, like no. But then like I'll just wear it in a bun or my
Mhm.
puff or whatever, and that's fine for me. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's just a matter of learning to accept what your hair will do, and not wanting it to be like that
Right.
perfected thing all the time, and then you'll be fine. But yeah. I only had these braids in recently because I just was tired of my hair. But generally now when I go away, I don't put my hair away at all. It's just you see what you get, and that's that.
I love it. Acceptance. Accept your hair for what it is and what it does. It's true though. Like it would go through process. So you have your tight style and you can wear like if you do like bantu knots or something because you're trying to get the kinks, and then when you take the bantu out, then you have the twist out or whatever. And then on day, 3 or 4, that the shit's not looking the way you want. So then you comb it out and then you have the
Mhm.
straight fro or whatever it might be. And then after that's done, you wrap it up in a ponytail, put a headscarf on or something. But it's true. I mean, I do remember those days.
Mhm.
Okay, good tips, good tips, good tips. So we done. If you can share with the people where they can find you, because she has more tips, y'all, all over her pages. So please go follow her, but she's gonna share where to do that.
Well, it's very simple because it's my government name. It's out there, so it's Melissa Rose Cooper. And it's Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram.
Right. I love it.
All right, y'all, I'm back. So clearly, as you can gather from that conversation, Bay and I are in alignment. The only thing that I have learned recently from her was that atomizer piece, which was game changing for me. But like she mentioned, she tries to pack things that have multiple purposes. I absolutely do the same thing. Plan specifically for the itinerary is something that I did not mention, but is absolutely what I do. It's like, you if we're going on this boat ride, this is what I'm wearing. If I'm going here, this is what I'm wearing. I'm not kind of just, I'm never throwing things in the bag just so and leaving it to chance. That's not what we're doing. I know exactly what I'm going to wear. And chances are I've probably made a Ziploc bag and thrown all those things inside the bag so that I know and don't have to think much about it. That's a conversation for another podcast, but I'll teach you those tricks later on. As she mentioned, wearing the bulkier items on the plane, which is something that I absolutely do. And then keeping the important things in your personal items, which is recommended because you never know. Always have that backup outfit in your personal item, whatever that first event that you're going to, whether it's like the next day or the night of, make sure that you keep that because you just don't know how these airlines are going to act. So thank you for joining us. Shout out to Melissa for coming on the show. As always, remember to follow all things Tingz Nice, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, the website. I'm here for y'all. And there's always going to be another podcast episode around the corner. So stay tuned. All right. holla at your girl. Happy packing.